What is going on, guys? How's everyone doing today? Second live stream of the day, Wednesday afternoon here in Sydney, Australia. It's 1:30 p.m. wherever you are in the world. I say hello as you guys are tapping in. Like this video. I'm not going to be able to stay on too long. I went live earlier today, stayed on for over an hour. This one will be between 30 minutes and 45 minutes. Guys, I just uploaded on our fight prediction playlist my breakdown, prediction, and analysis of Barboza Jr. versus Sims Jr. You could check that out right now. Also, for all the JSB insiders, both here on YouTube and on Patreon, I posted 2 tickets so far going into the weekend. We have our full 4-leg safety net parlay, pays plus 116. And by now, you should know my underdog of the week at plus 150. I'm going to leave the mic open to you guys. I'll start taking your questions right now and start we could get this thing on the road. Asada, what's up? He says shout out everybody. Dwayne Styles, be like Dwayne. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Let me know how everyone's doing. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Richard in the house, everybody. Staten Island in the house. Let's go. I know. I just saw this. Bam dropped 83. He had 31 points in the first quarter, 43 in the first half, passing Kobe Bryant. I know a lot of Kobe fans are it's kind of like Bam Adebayo. So we are a boxing channel, but we are also a betting and gambling platform. So here we go. Bam drops, and they won by 20. $83 points, second most in NBA history. Excuse me. Bam Adebayo scored the most points since Will Chamberlain's iconic 100-point game in 1962. That is impressive. 40, 50, 60. Second most points ever. He went 20 for 43 from the field, 7 of 22 from 3. He shot 43 free throws is absolutely 43 free throws is absolutely insane. 36 for 43 from the free throw line is absolutely insane. He joined Chamberlain as the only player in NBA history with at least 20 field goals and 25 free throws in a game. Kobe Bryant's 81-point game stood for 2 decades as the most points scored in a game since Chamberlain's 1962. What's even more shocking, in my opinion, than Bam scoring 83 is that Kobe scored 81 20 years ago. 20 years ago is insane. Time's flying. Where's the time at? Where does the time go? Let's see where the boys are tapping in. 85 degrees. I watched a video of Maxie Hughes talking about retiring in 2026. Julius, is that on Instagram? Where did you watch that Maxie Hughes footage at? So currently, I like Pierce O'Leary in this fight. I know you guys on the early stream, people were kind of torn. The current odds there. O'Leary's $1.47 on the money line right now. I like O'Leary's size. I like his youth. I like his energy. I don't like the way Maxie looked in his last fight in Riyadh against Usmanov. I felt like his conditioning is starting to show. His age is starting to show. If you're looking at it just based on resume, Maxie Hughes obviously has been in there with the better guys. I like O'Leary, man. $1.47. Good little parlay piece. How sexy do you want to get? You want to go method of victory? Do you see Pierce stopping Maxie Hughes? Maybe plus 210. Maybe we feeling froggy. That might be somebody's prop of the week. It's a nice little prop. Julius, how do you see that one going? What do I think of Najee? I think Najee's the real deal. I think he handles Gallegos Manny well. Manny started his career small, came up weight, had a big win against Khalil Ko, and then looked like a totally different guy in the rematch. We know he's coming off that stoppage loss to Khalil Ko. which isn't aging that well considering we just saw Khalil Coe against Jesse Hart looking not so good. I think you mean, did anybody watch Jazza Dickens against Badagaziev, right? Or John O'Carroll? I know they both fought Badagaziev. It just really depends on how much credence you put in Albert Badagaziev. Is he that good? Yeah, I think so too. Heavy on O'Leary. Do you think O'Leary? Yeah, I like that stoppage, man. I like that stoppage. I don't know if I'm going to play it yet. I'll let you know if I play it. O'Leary by stoppage plus 210. I think he gets it done, man. Maxi's been in there for a while. Let's have a look at our Discord real quick. So for this is our Discord. I want to give a shout out real quick to Martin in our Discord. So one of our secret weapons. This is the JSB Insider Discord. We're about 420, but we have a guy in here. Shout out to Martin. Look at this. Look at all this data. You guys know I love statistics. So this is Martin M. Shout out to Martin M in our Discord. He's a GSP insider. For all the big fights he does, I do the stats don't lie videos, but he does statistical breakdown graphs. He puts them in the Discord. He goes fighter versus fighter. He breaks it down in physical traits, all the ratios, knockout to win ratio, records, all the data. He breaks down the opponent's combined records, the opponent's qualities, world champions faced. Look at all this data, dude. This is one of our secret weapons as well. Being able to pull data in terms of who we're picking, amateur record, and then he correlates all this data, interpretation. Barboza, deeper pro resume, more rounds, more champions faced. Sim, stronger amateur based. Resume strength. Data signal, data lean. Based on the data, winner Barboza, likely outcome decision, reason, deeper resume, more elite opponents, more round experience. Shout out to Martin, mate. Love to see it. You guys know I'm a sucker for data. I love to see it. And I've been on a little heater, made about 1.3 grand on the NBA the last 2 days. Nice. He's back, the big fella. Oscar Cayazzo versus Young Tough Mexican. The Cayazzo decision isn't plus money, might be worth it. Let's see it. I don't know if I'm getting the props. I know damn well the money line is so far away. The money line is not worth even playing this fight. But Cayazzo's a huge favorite. Yeah, I'm not getting Jesus Haru. Puerto Rico's best kept secret. World champion. I always say if Oscar Cayazzo fought at 122 pounds, man, he'd be a household name by now. 13-0, 10 knockouts, WBO world minimum weight champion. 29 years old, fighting Jesus Haro, 13-3. Two knockouts. He only has two knockouts. 23 years old. I don't know. I think Cayazzo runs through this kid, man. Cayazzo's an animal. Is the 23-year-old. I have to watch tape, and I'm not getting props. From what you see on the tape, does Haru. If Haru doesn't have enough artillery coming back, if he doesn't have enough power to hold off Cayazzo's not going to take a step back. Chiquito, 13-3, two knockouts, man. Cayazzo 13-0, 10 knockouts. I don't know. I got to do some tape on it. It's a nice shout. Let's look at those odds. Let's see if we're getting any props. Najee Lopez versus Manny Gallegos. I like Najee on the money line. No props. When props open on Lopez versus Gallegos, I'm probably going to take Lopez by stoppage. I don't like what I saw Gallegos' last fight. That's a Pro Box. I think that's the main event on Pro Box. You guys could watch all of Pro Box cards on YouTube, so they always put on good fights. Stephen Cans versus Arnie Dawson. There's boys in the Discord making a trying to make a claim for Dawson. I don't see it. I think Stephen Cans wins that going away. This is one John O'Carroll versus Cole Murphy. I don't know where my money's at yet on this. I'll get back to you guys. I'll let you know where my money's at on that. It's only Wednesday afternoon. It's Wednesday, 1:40 p.m., guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a JSB Insider. Click the link that's pinned in the comments section right there. Join our world famous Betting Academy Discord. Pierce O'Leary versus Maxie Hughes. Right now, I like Pierce O'Leary on the money line. If I jump later in the week on that knockout prop, I'll let you know. Jazza Dickens Kakachi. This is another, guys, there's money to be made. I like Kakachi on the money line. I don't know if I'm going to play a prop. If I do play a prop, it might be on points. Only because Jazz is coming off a career-defining, a career-resurging victory over Badr Gaziev, in which he looked great. He's a bit small. Kakachi is coming off time away. He's had back surgery. So are we expecting aggressive, explosive, sharp Anthony Kakachi? Or at 36, 37 years old, will there be ring rust? That's what you have to ask yourself. I think Kakachi is going to be good enough to get the win. I don't know if I'm going to play the stoppage or if I'm going to play points. I'll let you know later on in the week. Getting some early reads right now. Alexis Rocha versus Jojo Diaz. I mean, props on this. I think Rocha should obviously handle Jojo. Jojo did confirm last fight against Regis that he was he's living straight edge. He's laying off the party and laying off the booze. We'll see what sort of shape he comes in. He's had a lot of damage, a lot of tread on the tires. Something interesting though, every time he touched Regis kind of wobbled, which was interesting. I don't know how much that has to do with how fragile Regis has turned into as of late. But, when watching the Jojo Diaz versus Prograis fight, it looked like, Prograis almost got dropped multiple times. He wasn't wearing Diaz's punches well at all. Something to think about. Kayatso, we talked about. Gabby Fundora. Every time Gabby fights, we play a knockout prop. Props are not open yet on this fight. She is a massive favorite against Vivian Corredor. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday when props open. Gabby Fundora by knockout is one of the few ladies I take by stoppage. She doesn't just get volume stoppages. She gets straight up knockout stoppages. She could crack. She has good punch efficiency. She's obviously always going to have the height advantage, the reach advantage, and she's aggressive, and she's growing into her frame, sitting on her punches. She is a lot to deal with. I don't think it's out of the question to think this is the next future of women's boxing is Gabby Fundora. I rate her really high. I like her fight IQ, and I like the aggression and the snap she has on her punches. So every time she fights, if I could get a knockout prop, I play it, especially over the last 2 years. This is the one in odds, and I thought odds were going to drop. You guys know where my money is on this fight. I gave you my prediction. I like Arnold Barboza Jr. at plus money. I think his jab is going to be enough. I think his boxing IQ, where this fight takes place, is going to be really important. Kenneth Sims Jr., he has the speed advantage, but that's about it. They're kind of the same height. Barboza Jr. has a 3-inch reach advantage. I like Barboza Jr.'s jab. I like Barboza Jr.'s output. I like Barboza Jr.'s professional pedigree, who he's been in there with. Both guys are coming off a loss. Sims Jr.'s loss, in my opinion, I don't want to say a bit more head scratching, but Sims Jr. had a homecoming, a card built around him in his last fight in Chicago against Duarte. And he just, a bit of a slow start, try to put it on late. I feel like he had too many lulls in output. He was looking for the perfect shots. And, majority decision, I thought that was a very friendly card. I had it as a UD. I thought Duarte clearly won that fight. Even though I picked Sims Jr. going into that fight and we lost, we know Barboza Jr. is coming off a loss in Times Square to Teofimo Lopez. Lopez's speed and athleticism was on full display. But, guys, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to pull it up real quick. This is the punch that you guys have to be weary of. When he fought Teofimo Lopez, he wobbled Teofimo Lopez in the 6th round. And I brought this up in my breakdown. It's his backhand. And both guys like to exchange. Both guys like to catch and shoot. Sims Jr., boxer puncher, dude. I always say if Sims Jr. had a bit more pop on his shots, he'd be much more dangerous. So what I'm playing you guys is an exchange from the 6th round of Teofimo Lopez versus Barboza Jr. Right here. That one. Was he wobbled here? Oh, beautiful backhand. And that's literally textbook Arnold Barboza Jr. It's how he likes to fight. He's never going to be the most he's never going to be the most athletic guy in there, but he has a good fight IQ. He's never going to be the fastest guy in there, but he's very determined. He's never going to be the most powerful guy, but I actually give him the power advantage against Sims Jr. And you mix that with, ABJ being the A side, you mix that with it's in his hometown. Arnold was born in Long Beach, California. This card is in Anaheim, 12 miles away, 15 miles away from Long Beach, Southern California kid. That's going to be a pro Barboza Jr. crowd. And I think his jab, his determination, his output, and his ability to control where the fight takes place is going to be enough to get him. I think he's going to win on points. Let's see what that pays. I mean, Sims Jr.'s never been stopped. He has 3 losses. I also don't. There's not a lot on Kenny's resume that jumps off the paper. In my opinion, if you ask me, Kenny's best win was in 2021 against an 11-0 Elvis Rodriguez. Not the and we talked about it on our live stream yesterday. He suffers from sickle cell anemia. It has to be mentioned. It's a mutated genetic trait passed on from family member to family member, and it can be life threatening. It affects energy levels. It affects endurance. It affects the body. It's a really, hats off to Kenny for being a pro athlete. I talked about Ryan Clark from the Pittsburgh Steelers having to retire young due to sickle cell anemia. And we have guys in our group who have known teammates in the NFL who've passed away and family members who've passed away. It's a serious condition. And Kenny's built a world-class boxing career overcoming that. So he's tough. He's durable. He's never been stopped. If you're torn on who's going to win, I like the distance. I like the over, that sort of thing. I really like this. I mean, I might have my dog of the week on one ticket and my prop of the week on a separate ticket because Barboza Jr. on points at plus 230 looks really, really good for me. Will the fight go the distance? And that's not paying too much. So, I mean, are you really going to risk a dollar? Is $1.24, a 24% return juicy enough for you to play that? You're going to have to parlay that or take a risk on somebody getting stopped, maybe a headbutt or a cut. I don't see that happening either. We know Barboza Jr.'s only loss was to Teo. He's won a couple close fights. We know about the Catterall fight. We know about the another fight in the UK that people say was really close. He probably should have lost it. The decision went his way. But when you look at his resume, been in there with the better guys, been fighting at the high level almost every fight for the last 5 years. And I actually rate Barboza Jr. I like watching him fight. Yo-Yo versus Terrell Gausha. Yo, Terrell Gausha is a world class guy. Yo-Yo Hernandez. A lot of people think Yo-Yo is that dude. Gausha, interesting fight, man. We got Yo-Yo's coach is part of our group, Coach Bermudez. So shout out to Yoenli. Smith's accuracy will fluster. He's an accurate puncher, but I don't think he punches enough. And I think the best way you could fluster somebody's accuracy, especially if they're not going to throw more than you, is to stick that stick in their face. Just stick it there. Just stick. Barbosa's going to be on you the whole time, constantly on you right there. That. Yeah. So I don't think Sims' game, his offensive artillery, I don't think it's deep enough, man. I don't see it being deep enough to beat ABJ. That's what I'm saying. If he, the thing about Sims Jr. as well is that he likes to fight in the pocket. He fights like he punches harder than he really does, which is admirable. You know what I mean? He's a catch and counter. He wants to catch and shoot, but he's brave. He's on his front foot. He's going to work the body. I don't think he has the power to beat or to get Barboza Jr.'s respect. And I don't think he's as people say he's a slick. We need to dispel that rumor. People are saying that Sims Jr. is a slick boxer. He's not a slick boxer. He's a boxer puncher, but I wouldn't categorize him as slick at all. He gets hit. He likes getting hit. He likes being in a dust up. He likes punching with his opponents. Sometimes he doesn't use the ring enough. Sometimes he gets caught looking at his work and then he'll get countered. So it's interesting. He's sharp though. He's technical. He's smart. I just don't think he has enough power to make Arnold Barbosa Jr. go from a plan A to a plan B. That's what I see. And I think that 3-inch reach advantage from Barbosa Jr., especially how he uses his jab, I think he's going to be able to control the fight. ABJ always seems to sneak out a win. Him at plus money against a guy in resume is a level below. Yeah. And you know what? And if we had to condense our theory or shrink down our philosophy or sum up our reason for taking Arnold Barbosa Jr., I feel that Self-Made said it in a nutshell perfectly right here. Arnold Barbosa Jr. always seems to sneak out a win. Think about McComb. Think about Catterall. Taking him at plus money against the guy's resume who's a level below is just too good to pass up. I totally agree with you. But we have a fun weekend ahead of boxing, boys. We got the Pro Box card, we got the UK card, we got the Japanese card. Don't sleep, Nonito Donaire is on that card, and that card's pretty stacked for the boxing heads. And we got the Golden Boy card. We got my boy Caden Griffiths on that Golden Boy card. When people ask me about young upcoming prospects, I love the guys coming out of Robert Garcia's gym. There's a whole slew of them. I love Anthony Cuba. I love Chop Chop. But Golden Boy has a kid named Caden Griffiths, who is I think he's 7-0, 8-0, welterweight, 147 pounds, 19 years old. This kid was Israel Madramov's sparring partner as a 16-year-old. He's on the Golden Boy card. He's fun to watch. So there's a lot of boxing ahead of us. We also have a UFC card. So you guys know that we are last week on our UFC picks. I usually give you 2 picks. I'll do a prop of the week, which we hit. We took RoboCop by knockout. It looks like a steal, but at the time, people were questioning that pick, and it was a rematch against the Hulk, but it went our way. And then the week before that, we hit a 4-leg UFC parlay. So you guys have a lot of bets coming up from my end. If you're a JSB insider on YouTube and you're not in the Discord, the link is in the member section only. If you're new to the Discord, I put all of my tickets up on YouTube. And if you're new to the Patreon, I put all of my tickets up on Patreon. Whichever way you get to the Discord, that link is pinned in the comment section below. We have a lot of fights to get into. Donaire is fighting. It's tough drifts, man. He's 43 years old. When he beat the young kid, the 29-year-old 2 fights ago, Campos. When he beat Andres Campos, and Campos was the favorite, I thought, I thought he was done. I thought Nonito Donaire was done 5 years ago. He just keeps rewriting. He keeps changing the script on when he wants to hang him up. I don't know what I feel yet on that fight. Let's pull up the odds. Riku Masida. I mean, Jesus, this kid, 50. It's hard to pass up the Hall of Famer at plus money, but it's also hard to bet on a 43-year-old guy. I got to do tape. I'll let you know about it. Princess Olasquaga's fighting. I'm a big fan of Olasquaga. Let's see what those odds are crazy though right now. Yeah, those are nasty odds. No props yet. Olasquaga could crack. When your nickname's Princess, you better be able to scrap. We know he could scrap. Will the knockout streak continue? We got a lot of prop bettors. The boys in the Discord, we got a lot of prop bettors in our group. So it just depends on the odds if they're playable. Julius, will might be the best 112. Dude, Yabuki, we win money consistently on both guys. The Yabuki coming off that impressive knockout, Olasquaga, those guys at 112. Would that be a 15 or 12, the Yabuki fight? But dude, some really exciting. If you guys are new to the channel, boxing is filled with like world class, really exciting, aggressive fighters in these lower weight divisions. 112, 115, 118, 122. You guys know the bigger names at 22. Inoue, Nakatani, who went up from 18 to 20. Bam Rodriguez at 115. But Olasquaga, Yabuki at 112 will be a firefight. A lot of great fights to take place. Guys, this is the best sport in the world. We could get political if we want. You guys could talk trash about fighters that you like or dislike. But when it comes down to it, week in and week out, we got fight cards all over the world every week. Hands down, the greatest sport in the world. What's better than one ring, a bell, two guys with two fists, and let's see who the better man is? Come on, dude. It doesn't get better than that. All right, boys. I'm gonna lock it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. We go live twice every day. This is my second live stream. If you haven't caught my Stats Stone live video, it's up on the channel now. Breakdown analysis prediction of Barboza Jr. versus Kenny Sims. We got more videos coming. We got Najee Lopez versus Gallegos. I think I'm gonna break down next though. Is people are asking about. I'm gonna do a Stats Stone live for Jazza versus Kakachi. So this will be next on the channel, Jazza versus Kakachi. I like Kakachi on the money line. And I sent some messages out to some of my boys in the UK. I'm trying to find recent sparring footage. It's really tough. I want to see how Kakachi looks post-surgery. And we just saw Dickens in Turkey stopping Badargaziev. So we'll see. This is a prop I have my eye on, how this is going to go. I like the money line there. Stay tuned. Appreciate everybody.